news and views on the Lowcountry real estate scene. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back, Charleston, to the last few minutes of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA. And with only a few minutes left, I do want to give some advice to sellers, because there are plenty of people on the market right now, as I've talked about on this show already, that are just experiencing frustration. They don't understand why their home hasn't sold. They're not getting the issues diagnosed properly. And the reality is this: if your home hasn't sold, the simple fix is reduce the price, but that's not always the answer. Part of the challenge here is that so many agents for so long have had this bare bones approach to marketing as it relates to actually promoting your property. See, there's a difference for real estate agents between promoting themselves and their company and promoting your listing. You know, all of us have budgets for marketing, and so we make the decision of how much is going to go toward promoting myself and how much is going to go toward promoting my inventory. And I'm never say never, but that's why you don't see me on billboards, because I spend a lot of money on my listings. And when I sell my listings, and I do a good job of selling my listings, I create happy clients, which then provide me with referrals. And that's another way of growing my business. But for the agents that over the past several years have gotten maybe they got licensed, let's say 3 years ago. And they said, hey, you know what? I want to start to take some listings. I want to represent sellers. That seems fun to me. And they put it on the MLS, and then it sells in 2 days with multiple offers. They say, this is easy. I got this. This is so easy. Gosh, I just made, $6,000. Let's go do it again. And so they see some success, but what they're not realizing is that the market that they were experiencing, 2-3 years ago, even last year, not so much this year, it's just not real. That's not reality. But when people are exposed to, anything for a long enough period of time, that then becomes their reality. And so what's happening right now is that your reality as a seller is changing. Your market is changing. Buyers are changing. The way they're looking at the market's changing. And so the approach needs to change along with that. You can either get ahead of it or you can react to it after the fact. When you get ahead of it, that's when you sell the home for more money. And so that takes a direct conversation with a real estate agent that is not afraid to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And obviously, we're sympathetic. We understand your situation. Everybody has different goals as it relates to selling their house. But if you're going to ask me, hey, Brian, what's the price that's going to cause this home to sell? I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to add buffers to that because, you chose to spend $50,000 on a kitchen renovation that another buyer could have spent $30,000 renovating it with the same exact materials. Everybody always said, well, I've invested X, and there are all these ancillary reasons why they believe they deserve more money, when in reality, I have to look at value objectively. I have to look at what other things are on the market for, what's happening within this market as it relates to trends, and determine if we're going to sell it, this is what it's going to take to sell. The other side of the coin, which we have nowhere near enough time to talk about, but I'm going to focus more on next weekend, is the marketing portion of all of this. Marketing has changed dramatically over the past several years. Even in the past 2 years, we have had incredible advancements in the way in which we can market to people directly. See, so much marketing for real estate for such a long period of time has been totally reactive, right? You put it out on Zillow and Realtor.com and the MLS, and you wait for people to contact you, and you hope that they're online searching for a home, or they're driving by and they see your yard sign. Now, we have very specific ways of finding people based on their online behavior. And when I sit down and I talk to sellers about what we're doing and how we're doing it, about 90% of them get a little freaked out because it's very like Big Brother-ish. But you all know that everything that you do online is trackable, right? So we can find the buyers that are searching for homes like yours and that are exhibiting behaviors that lead us to believe they want to buy something. Question is, do other agents have a method for accomplishing that? So that's what I want to talk about next weekend. And for now, if you want to reach out to me, 843-400-8009 or go to listingsincharleston.com. Thanks for tuning in to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA.
Join us for another edition of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show next Saturday morning at 9 and Sunday morning at 10. Contact Brian Beatty online at listingsincharleston.com.